The title of today's mini podcast is The Magic of Self-Acceptance. One day, the grasshopper had this to say: "You created this. Now what else can you create?" The "this" referred to was life up to that point. We somewhere along the line have gotten the message that we are not responsible for what shows up in our life. This is a giant foundational myth we build our lives on. The problem is our myth is supported by our culture, so we all tell our story of how this happened to me. It's glaringly apparent to anyone willing to pay attention that we omit, with society's permission, our part in our drama. The reality is you are where you are. The hidden reality is that you had a hand in it. You attracted and created whatever is showing up in your life. Now, I know this is a huge pill to swallow, so let's break it down into little pieces and take it a bite at a time. Ingest this idea. Your past patterns got you to where you are right now. Only different action will alter your future. This is a variation of one of my favorite sayings. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got. I learned a long time ago that patterns of behavior are purposeful. They were once formed for a purpose, usually to get you over a hump in your life. Once that hump has been hurdled, you would think there would be no more need for that pattern of behavior. But patterns have a way of freezing themselves in time. Think of a tone of voice or a certain look that you got from one of your parents when you were 5 years old and misbehaving. You were frozen in your tracks. Many people can get that very same feeling as adults when their parents address them in that tone or give them that look. That pattern is frozen and affects you the same way now as it did when you were 5. Even though you're an adult, the purposeful, frozen-in-time pattern delivers the feelings you think you should have consciously outgrown. There is a part of you that has not updated the pattern. It remains a controlling program in your life. Your life begins to change when you recognize that you are a creator. You've created a past that has a hold on your present. It isn't necessary to get into therapy to find out the causative factors. That may be interesting information, but it's most often used to justify why you are the way you are now. I'm the son of an alcoholic parent. I'm an incest victim. Clowns scared me when I was 4. These are some of the examples of how justification keeps you in place. I'm the son of a bricklayer. That's my answer to all the justifications. So what? The building of the causative factor into an entity is just another wall you're going to have to break down to change things up. So don't build it in the first place. The first step for creating something new is to recognize that you have patterns in place that are keeping you stuck. You don't even have to know what the pattern is or why it was formed. Just accept that there are patterns in place keeping you glued to the past. They're your patterns, and they served a purpose. A caring part of you created them. The next step is to give that part of you the respect it deserves for getting you over that hump, even though you may not even know what the hump was. The tendency is to fight with or blame our patterns. You eventually lose that race because willpower is a middle school sprinter and patterns are world-class marathon runners. Respecting your patterns is what I call self-acceptance. Accepting that you are where you are without justification is a magic bullet that shoots you forward. My I Love My Body recording, which is free on this channel, helps people accept their bodies no matter what its shape. The amazing turnaround that begins when self-acceptance and respect are put into place is nothing short of miraculous. Patterns of the past that held you in check begin to melt and fade away as you create something new and exciting without even knowing how. Let's call it self-acceptance psychology. When you can respect and accept that you had a part in arriving where you are now, shifts begin to happen. The creative part of you then has your permission to dismantle the old and lay the foundations for a newer you. Self-acceptance is the acceptance of your personal reality. Once that truth is accepted and the scapegoats are put out to pasture, you tap into the creative force of life. All the best, John.